recording. As you're doing this in your notes, nobody's going to see it but you. So give it a shot, right or wrong, give it a shot. Make a guess.
Well, we can't go back and see how we do it.
You can look all over your notes. Please do. Please do.
Miss Graham,
Yes, ma'am.
can I see Desmond Henson and can he bring his house key with him?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Uh-oh. Okay, guys, here's where that effort comes in. What is a to the third times a to the fourth? What do you do?
You just said that. Three with the four, which equals eight.
I'm also.
7,000.
You know how many times I've given a quiz with the problems written on the board and the answer? Nobody even.
I don't pay attention to that.
I don't even see that. Okay, so when I have the same base you gotta add, right? So a to the 3 plus 4 gives me a to the 7. Now in my second situation where I just have one base, one a, right? One base, 2 exponents. I don't add, what do I do now? Multiply. So again, I don't want to have to write them all out, so I'm going to say a to the 3 times 4. That's me showing the teacher my work right there. So what do I get? What's the difference between these two?
Oh, you had to multiply. With the
One has a
parentheses,
negative.
you multiply without the
One has a parentheses, one doesn't.
the exponent.
Okay, so what kind of answer am I going to come out with on my first one?
4.
Positive. What about my second one? How many negatives are in my first one?
One. No, 4.
4. How many negatives are in my second one? Gotta have those parentheses, right? This is, and guys, promise you, test question right there. We will test on this, everything going well. We will test on this before the week is out, probably Thursday. So please Test question right there. Next Monday is.
I want that Labor Day was Monday.
Monday, yes. Today, a week from today. Yep.
No, I take multiple bills.
Alright. Mouse. This first one. -4 times -4 times -4 times -4. If my exponent is even and my negatives in those parentheses, I get a positive answer. Equation.
Without the parentheses, you only get one,
Right.
right?
So this is a 256. This is -1 times 4, 4, 4, and 4.
So it'd be the same number,
But negative, right? -256. This is, I got a check for 256. This is, I'm writing a check for 256.
Dang.
Wow. Tell me, so we can straighten it out. Remember, an exponent applies only to what it can touch, right? So this 4 touches the parentheses, so that's everything inside. This 4 only touches this 4. Okay? Alright, let's see if we can get these 3. What should I do with 8 to the 3rd times 8 to the 5th?
That was 256, right?
Yes, ma'am. 8 to the 3 plus 5. 8 to the 8th power. Mhm.
64, 50? No, see, you don't multiply. You add them.
No.
That's only if it's the first.
This is 8 times 8 times 8 times 8 times 8. 8, 8, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, because they ain't got the.
Base tells me what? Exponent tells me how many. Again,
Like, sometimes when you you gotta remember the letters gotta be in there if you want to multiply the two numbers. If they're not in there, you gotta do that.
now you can just leave it as 8 to the 8th power.
See, now,
When they're really big like that, I don't expect you to multiply it out.
on the next one, that is 49 over.
Not over.
No, 49.
7.
Alright, remember we talked about that bucket of blocks and you sort them. Same color goes together. So I'm going to sort this problem out. What do we call those 7s? What do we call those? Number in front of the variable. Coefficient. That's my coefficient. So I'm going to deal with them first. Then my x's. Now, like Amari said, I could write 4 to the 9th. I'm sorry, 49. Or 7 to the 2nd. I don't care which one you do. And then I am saying they're writing one number and saying another. X to the 4 plus.
That's 8.
Again, before this week is out, we will be testing on this.
Okay.
That's
So
like
this is where yourself has to get up and make sure you know what you need to do
these are all
It's gonna be confusing having all those things.
all at once.
You gotta remember.
When to do what.
And the most tricky part about it is P on the one that when you got write it all out. Well, you don't have to, but
What's the exponent on that 3?
1.
What do I do
1 times 3.
when I have one power raised up to another?
Multiply.
So 3 to the 1 times 3, x to the
28.
7 times.
28. No, 21.
Alright, I could leave it as 3 to the 3rd and x to the 21st. But what if I was taking a multiple choice test and I looked at all of my answers and none of them said 3 to the 3rd power? What else could I look for instead of 3 to the 3rd power, guys?
3x to the 63rd.
What's 3 times 3?
27.
27. So instead of 3 to the 3rd power, I could write 27. Is the x going to change? No. I could write this as 27x to the 21st power. All right, and like Amari said, he's not kidding, guys. The confusing part is going to be when you have all the rules, because we got more to talk about today and more to talk about tomorrow. Today we're going to talk about our quotients rule. What is quotients?
Numbers.
It's the answer to a... On our bell ringer today, we found the quotients. It's the answer to a
Division problem.
division problem. Division. All right. I gave you another rule sheet.
Whoa.
Again, this is not a grade. This is for your journal notes. Okay? So here's our quotient rule. We're going to be filling this one in today. Looking at that top problem, I have 4 to the 3rd over 4 to the 2nd. How many 4s are in my numerator?
3.
And how many 4s are in my denominator? And when I have the same thing in both a numerator and a denominator, what can I do? When was the one time last couple weeks ago when pi become a rational number? Because when I divide something by itself, it becomes a 1, right? So what's 4 divided by 4? And what's this 4 divided by 4? Now what's 1 times 4? Stop. Now. Pencil in your hand. All right, let's try and write out that second one. 3 to the 5th, or 6th, over 3 to the 3rd. Write it out, simplify it for me. Really, all you're doing here is simplifying fractions. All you're doing is finding the common denominator. So what should we do? I can never leave it with the same thing. If there's anything on top and bottom, I gotta cancel it all out, guys. So, I can knock those out. And this, and this, and what am I left with?
27.
3.
It is 3 to the third or 27, yes. All right, look at your next one. Look at that next one, see what you can do.
3 to the 27.
No, 3 to the third, and that does equal 27. If you multiply it all out, then that does equal to 27.
Okay, so I don't multiply the rest of
You
it.
just count up what you got left and write it back as an exponent. All right, 1 to the 5th over 1 to the 4th. I have 5 ones over 4 ones. So I don't have anything the same in top and bottom. 4 cancels out. So what do I get left with?
1 over 1.
1 to the
That's 1.
1.
All right, one. I don't. So tell me, do you see how we're getting? Do you see a shortcut or a pattern? 4 to the third over 4 to the second become 4 to the first. 3 to the 6th over 3 become 3 to the third.
Subtract those numbers.
I'm subtracting it.
All right, so this time
Subtracting
we got to subtract. When I am multiplying the same base, I'm going to add those exponents. 3 plus 4 gave me 7. When I am raising a power up to a power, that means I've got to multiply those exponents. Now, what can I say on this one? When I'm doing what? Am I multiplying the same base?
No, when you're dividing exponents, you subtract.
All right, so this is in that box that says, do you see a pattern? Look down about the middle of your page. Do you see a pattern?
Yes. Just subtract.
When you divide the same base. What do you do with those exponents?
Subtract.
Subtract those exponents. What is my key here? Same key as last week? Same. It's got to be the same base. If it's 2 different bases, there is nothing I can do with it. All right, let's try that last and see if that, we're going back up to the top a little bit. X to the,
9 and x to the 7, which is just
all right, and here is you showing me your work. X to the 9 over x to the 7th. Ms. Graham wants me to show her work, my work, so I'm going to say x to the 9 minus 7 gives me x to the 2nd power. Right? And again, it's all very, very easy as long as you are just on one thing. But we're going to have to be working where they're all the same. All right, try the next one without expanding for me. What if I have 6 to the 15th,
21.
y to the, it's right above where we just, right underneath the x to the 9. 45, 6 to the 7, y to the 25. And again, what do I have to have? Same. So I'm going to separate. I'm going to deal with my coefficients. Then I'm going to deal with each variable. So what should I write for my 6's?
6 to the 15 minus 7.
Okay. 6, 15 minus 7. Y to the,
45 minus 25.
so 6 to the,
8.
and y to the,
20.
and I don't have to write them all out, do I? All right, last week, remember we were making up problems. We get the answer and we're going to make up the problems. I need, and there is an infinite number of answers. All of you could come up with 10 different answers and you would all be right. 9 to the 7th. Make me a problem that would equal 9 to the 7th.
9, 10,
I got one.
So 9 to the over.
9 to the third.
Does that work? Yeah. 10 minus 3 is 7. So that would work. Anybody else?
9
9
to
to
the
the
27th. Mine was divided by
9 to the 15 minus
20.
I know, minus
9 to the 15 minus 8. How about some other people? No.
Lucas. I got one.
Okay.
9 to the 17 minus
9 to the
Never
35th
mind.
minus
As long as when I subtract them, I get a
7.
7, I am good. All right, let's try that last problem on our notes here. 8 to the 6th, y to the 5th. 8 to the 6th, y to the 5th.
10. But I would do subtraction.
Mhm.
8,
Again, key word, I can't say it enough. Same base. So separate. Separate. 8 to the
6 minus 3.
3. And then 5 minus 3 is y 2.
Tell me how we're feeling on these, on the quotient rule. 3, I got it. 2, I think I'm following pretty good. 1, what are you doing up there? Okay, then I need some questions. That's fine. Today's our first day on it, right? So that's fine, but I need some questions. Where am I losing?
Yeah, I got a question.
Don't make a ridiculous about this problem or keep quiet. Okay, good job. Just keep quiet. You're only doing that because you wanted to ask a question that had nothing to do with the problem.
That's is that times or subtract?
Subtract.
Oh, well then I got it.
What's 6 minus 3? 5 minus 3? Could I put the 8 and the y together? Could I add 3 plus 2 here? What's the key word? Same base. Same base. Same base. Alright, let's put those away and we're gonna work on a couple more. These are going in your journal, in your math journal to write them. are gonna be the same, but a little bit harder.
Okay. Oh, never
These are leveling up just a little bit. But as long as you sort those blocks, put the colors together, it's gonna be the same thing. Mr.
But there's
Cole.
different bases.
No. You can, you might want to, but you do not have to. Where are they dumping hungry? Oh, down here.
We're just,
Let us watch this.
there's different bases though.
It's pretty cool.
Why are we watching this, man? I knew they were gonna work.
They're pouring
Did it just look up to be a whole class? Amen.
hey, when it was,
When they like that mean we subtracting, or when they have.
what would you do with eight? Anytime you saw 8 over 12, what would you do with it?
Right, I was literally just about to say that. They act like children, but like when you.
Cause I'm checking out Rome.
I always wanted to see that. Oh, God.
Dude, just go over here and see if everything's so. Yeah, tall dude.
They gotta spin it around somewhere.
Mix up.
Otherwise, it'll just set up. It'll just have that great big old thing full of concrete.
Alright, dude, you just like hurry it up and like pour this.
No, they're not gonna hurry it up. They're gonna do it right.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a lesson for you guys in your math. Don't hurry it up. Getting the answer isn't important. Getting the right answer
So it's a sharing or not the concrete?
is. To doing any job. All right, it's coming.
That's how it looks.
Never seen concrete.
Hey, oh, I mean, I'm not going to.
There's some white people over there. It's not racist.
Let's just not bring up whatever
Dude, there's way.
origin they have whatsoever.
No, I think it's just.
No, it's not wood.
I think they're making I don't think they're filling in the dirt area. I think they're making a rise along the edge of the concrete.
That was the part where I was always
It's not, it's too dry.
Yeah, they need to get some more
Wanna know what else is too dry? Get up.
water.
And it's all places everywhere.
Well, when they try to come half of it,
Yeah, so they're making a little.
no, everybody just.
Oh, that's good, that's right.
Yeah, I'd like to be that guy whose back is not hurt.
Oh,
So
I know, I saw the lawyer saying.
Go back there.
no, the guy that's pulling the machine
And what's the
uphill.
If it rains, that's okay. If it rains,
Oh, no good, no good. Gotta go back.
they'll get paid by that. You get paid by that. They go over it. They'll go over it. Probably, yeah. So they have to go over that part, over that side. Yeah.
Or, you know, they can
Alright, so we saw, let's get back. Come on.
watch people. Watch people.
No, we can't go outside. Come on.
But it's still on.
That is really, really cool, but we gotta get back on.
I lost my pencil. It's in my pocket.
Okay. 8 and 12 are my So I need to
figure out what to do with them.
separate them out. Then who else is like?
Wait, would I divide them like 8?
M is
Divide
one.
them by 12?
Hang on. M's and then,
B.
alright. Just the only thing I got right now is 8/12. That's my only problem. If I gave you 8/12 with the instructions to simplify, what would you do?
12 by 8.
What goes into both 8 and 12? So what's 8 divided by 4?
2.
And 12 divided by 4? So the 8/12 turns into 2/3.
If you subtract that.
Again, I got a lot of distracting going on right now. Up here. M to the 5 minus 2. P to the 4. Alright, guys, up here. Done with that now. Alright, so 2. M to the 3rd, P to the 3rd, over 3.
Over 3.
That 3 stays down there. These M's got canceled, that P got canceled. But I still have a 3 down there, so it's got to stay down there. Alright, try that. I want you to try this problem here. Separate and simplify.
3 over 12.
On the X.
On the X at the bottom, yep, that's a 5.
It would just be 4.
Again.
I don't.
3/12.
Very close.
Does that simplify?
Multiply into 4. And you bracket it, right?
I gotta find a number that divides both the top and the bottom number. Is there a number that divides 3 and divides 4?
Yeah.
And divides 12?
1.
No.
3. Because 3 goes into 3 one time, and 3 goes into 12.
Alright, so what's 3 divided by 3? And 12 divided by 3. Alright, now who am I gonna hit next?
X and X minus.
Okay, so I need
6 minus.
X 6 minus 5.
X. Whoa, that's not right.
It's 5.
X 6 minus 5. Alright, now who's next?
Oh, sorry, I'm a little blind.
Y
minus 4.
Sorry. I look like a 5. That looks like a 3.
It did. I had to have.
And that's 4. I 4.
To the 8 minus 4. Alright, what's left in my numerator?
4.
1 x to the 1, y to the. What's left in my denominator? Okay? Alright. Tonight's homework, we are going to be doing the subtraction, but tonight's homework is going to be a lot easier actually if we do write it out. Whoa.
We're going to like what's next? 12, 28, right?
24.
12.
You'll hear my phone.
Extra buckets, bro.
Sorry.
I keep bringing buckets on.
That was good.
Guys. Alright. Going straight down the left-hand side, doing the odds. If I sent too many, just set it on the back. Number 1.
Whoa. 3.
Alright, again, the rule is to subtract, but for today on this one, we are going to expand just to practice. And all we're going to do is cancel out and then write what's left. So number 1, I have 3n
So just
over n. What cancels?
and
Okay, what's left?
3 over 10, which is 3.
3n.
That's all you gotta do.
On these, on today's, we should be, I've got 4a to the third over 2a. Can I write that 4 with a 2? Can I make a 4 out of 2?
Yes.
What's 2 times 2?
4.
So I'm going to say 2, A. What am I going to put on the bottom?
4.
What?
No, not 4.
What's on the bottom?
2n.
Sorry.
What cancels?
2 and a.
2.
A 2 and an A.
Which means
What's left?
2
2 8.
second.
I'm confused on that one.
2 8.
That makes good.
I don't understand.
Alright, what's 4 divided by 2?
2.
Right? If I gave you the fraction 4 over 2 and I said simplify, you would write a 2. 3 A's on top, 1A on the bottom, cancels. Now what is left? A 2 and 2 A's.
So I do. Okay, so I do.
Just expand it all out.
So I do. How many times can you put 4? That's 2. Then 4 can go down. 4 divided by
Simplify the fraction, simplify the
4
numbers.
divided by 2.
4 divided by 2 is 2. 3 minus 1 is 2.
And then,
Alright, expand that out.
Wait, you're sort of kind of like subtracting these. Like, see, that's 3, that's A. A equals 1, so just that.
Well, no, you gotta always do top minus bottom.
I did
And
that.
some of these are gonna come out negative. That's why I want you to just expand it out. On number 5, straight down the left side.
I got it. Sorry.
You got the number
Alright,
4.
did you expand out your top? 1, 2, 3.
Are you going straight down?
I'm going down the left hand side.
Or
And then what am I gonna write on the bottom?
4x.
Yeah, she did it.
oh, okay.
What cancels?
The
X
x's.
and the 1 4.
What?
No,
The
it's
X's
actually, why did I say 4?
You know, nothing gets learned if you can't bother to pay attention to anything. I mean, that's not 1, 2. All right, now these are canceling to ones, right? Okay, hear me now, because this is a hard part that's real important. What's left up in my numerator?
4. Nothing.
Nothing.
Something. What did they cancel to?
I canceled the X's, but they didn't.
No, what was x divided by x? 1. What's left in my numerator?
1.
So I got a 1 up there. What's left in my denominator?
4x.
So 1 over.
4x.
So, okay,
That's
I
your
get
answer?
that one.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
You don't use the one as an exponent.
So basically, what I do is
If the numerator gets.
Okay, hang on, let me hear.
I got it confused after. So it'll be the x is gonna be written out 2 times, and then so you had so all those x's 1 and what did you say?
How many x's do I have in my numerator? So I wrote out 1, 2, 3 x's. How many x's do I have in my denominator? And I wrote out 1, 2, 3, 4 x's and the 4, right? Now anything that was the same on top and bottom, I divide that out, right? So 1 times 1 times 1 equals 1. What's left in the bottom? 4x. Write out what's left.
Okay, I thought since that it was only one X, that was gonna be one. Okay, I get you.
All right, let's try number 7. I have 3xy to the second, 4x squared y to the third. Write that all out, expanded, please.
Can I try? Oh, never mind. I did. Oh boy.
This one's a little confusing.
Does anything simplify out of 3 over 4?
No.
So leave it alone.
Oh, just
What does simplify?
The X is the Y.
Okay, so I can cancel out 1x and,
2Y.
Oh, I get it now.
all right, what's left in my numerator?
3.
And 3 times 1 times 1 times 1 is just, all right, 4. What's in my denominator?
4x first.
4x.
1 and 1.
Oh, that's actually not confusing at all. I understand it now.
It's getting better.
Yeah.
I understand when it's not used as that type, like when it's normal, like 4A3 and then 2A.
Just remember, if there's nothing you can do, it is what it is. Just bring it along.
Can you stay on it? I wanna learn how to actually, so you did X over X, and you got
Anytime something, the same thing showed up on top and bottom, I cancel it out.
so how did you get 3?
Because that was in the problem. 3xy squared is the problem.
You just get rid of all those, and then what you finally have, you're going to choose Y and Y.
You get rid of everything that's in both top and bottom, and what's left is what makes up your answer.
Oh, so if you didn't have that, if you didn't have that 3 there, it would have been,
1.
okay.
Okay?
And that's why on the left side we have 4 down there,
Because it was all gone. Just the 1's left. Alright, x to the third, x to the third, y to the second. Expand it out.
I don't know how your answer would be on this. What does it be? Y? No, it'd be X. It'd be
substitute.
Okay? Hey. Okay, go ahead. I'll watch.
yeah, it would just be Y because you just flip it around.
Is that 1 over 1? The other part.
Somebody go up there and cancel.
So it'd be Y over. It'd be one over Y. What do you think? Here. It would be 1 over Y. Remember?
Yeah.
Well, Y is second. Yeah. But I just put Y. Why not? Should I just put Y on the second? Or just keep Y.
Yeah, like she said, it's cancel. Yes. Yeah.
Shut up.
Hey.
I can see the little strand of
Yeah, I can't write.
I'm trying to do it on the air now. how much we are after we did. Slide and then
I've been like that for 2 weeks.
slide again. Then after lost house, I guess there's a little entrance where you can slide through.
And we get fast and smart.
Scared of what that thing looks like.
Alex, you know, I said and so he was like playing his game. I was like,
That's it.
Did anybody do it?
How would you write? I did.
What's left in the numerator?
One.
A one. What's left in the denominator?
2 Y's.
So 1 over y to the
Second.
second power.
Hey, Miss Grant, where'd you get? Want to see what my head looked like before I got stitched up?
No, I do not. And I'll take your phone.
Okay.
I got a question. I want to see.
These all cancel 1 over y to the second
Howard.
power.
What's your name?
It'll be 1 over y to the second.
Yeah.
Of my head.
Alright, do the next one.
You didn't have to.
That one's confusing.
Yeah, we did.
Well, I think, trust me, that thing is horrible. I mean, it went like, wait, there's 2. Oh, no, that's not confusing. Look, remember how it should be 4, 4. So then I'll cancel each other out. And then it would be M, 2, M. So it'd be M, M, M. If you put 2, 3, it would be 2 M's and 2 M's. So if you just cancel each other out, and then it'd just be 4. 4, baby. Yeah, just 4.
So it'd be 4 in the first power.
Oh, no, it's just 4. Just 4.
Yeah.
Look,